Hey, welcome back to the Full Circle Network. I'm your host, Marcus Melendez, and today we'll be reviewing the penultimate episode for Stargirl, titled Stars and Stripe Part 1. Today I'll be joined by Ernesto Valenzuela.
Yep, I'm here. How's it going, Marcos?
Everything good here. The only real critic on the review today, but that doesn't matter. I'm here almost every week. This is the Part 1 of the big finale. Quite a few things happen, so let's just get into it. What were your general thoughts on the episode?
I liked it. They feel like they were really trying to hold back on the action a little bit during this episode because I guess they're expecting the finale maybe to be more action-packed and more action-centric. But
Yeah, for sure.
I think it put the pieces in place really well, and it did what it needed to do in the sense that it's getting us hyped for the finale, because I'm pretty hyped after this episode.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the exact same way. And as you said about the action, although for the most part there is an action, we do get some good stuff right in the beginning. So yeah, after the last episode, we have the ISA coming after Courtney's family. And we see that like literally right away. It was actually quite nice to open with this big action set piece. We have, of course, Tigress after Courtney's mom. Then we got Sportsmaster after Pat. That was a cool reunion there and a cool fight. I do think with these kind of like smaller fights, it always surprised me how good they are. I do feel like they really put in the extra effort with the stunts. You don't see that really often with a lot of the DC Universe shows or superhero shows in general, especially the CW. I do think that like they're, even though like it's only literally the only like stuff in the house and the stuff in the garage, I feel like even that is pretty special. What do you think?
Yeah, I liked what I saw from the Sportsmaster fight and also Tigress and Stargirl fighting in their house. I like the feel and the tone it has of it now. Like now it's no holds barred. Like people aren't hiding behind facades anymore or hiding behind their positions in Blue Valley. Like they're just coming at each other now. All the cards are on the table. I like how Sportsmaster handled his interactions with Pat. How he said that he had him fooled. I thought that was a really entertaining and humorous fight. And how Pat sort of tried to hold his own against Sportsmaster. But really, Sportsmaster was toying with him. But Tigress and Stargirl was really the more even fight, which I was really entertained by. Just like you said, top notch every single time in this series so far. This season has had all fights that are all amazing. And the action stunt team, they just don't miss.
Yeah, for sure. And I do like how they always find like a creative way to use the staff. I liked how the staff kind of saves the mom at one point. I feel like it's always like a dynamic. It's never the same thing every time. And even even with the Pat fight, and although like Sportsmaster's obviously holding back, I like the little nuances that they do with him. Like obviously he's the better fighter, and every time he tries, it's so obvious that Pat would probably just die, but he's just swinging with him.
I like the way he bounces around his baseball bat.
For sure, and that's a really cool thing. I wonder if he actually does that. I read that some people can do that, so I wonder if that was actually done.
And Stargirl's, what you're saying about the way she uses her staff different each time, it reminds me a lot of Captain America's shield, how he uses it in all these different creative ways. He never uses it the same way twice, and it reminds me a lot of how Stargirl uses her staff. I think you're right about that. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, after that big fight, back to back, we kind of like slow down. We go back to the ISA. Of course, we finally see what they've been working on this entire time. But basically, it's the Cerebro from the X-Men movies. It's pretty much exactly. I'd say it's pretty much identical.
The way the dome looks, and then when it's activated, it turns on.
Yeah, it's just
got
big satellite.
Cerebro energy from the movies, right?
Which isn't bad. I thought that it was well executed for sure.
I mean, how else would it work since he's got mind powers? You know. And I think
at least didn't shy away from it.
Yeah, there's two things I want to talk about. We'll backtrack after we talk about this. But one thing that I think this confirmed was that Brainwave Jr. is, in fact, dead, right? Because they were saying about how
I have
Brainwave's powers are amplified.
I think they're going a Titans route with this. And if you don't know, it says you didn't watch Titans. In Titans...
No, I don't, because Titans is trash.
Most people watching this probably sigh or don't care about the spoilers, but if you care about Titan spoilers, just skip this small part. Basically, in that show... Jericho is like this really old member of the Titans that died, but it turns out with his powers, he kind of lived within Deathstroke, and he pops up at the end. And I feel like Brainwave Jr., as when he said like his essence, like you absorbed it, he's living inside of like Brainwave's mind. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. That would be cool. That makes
And
sense.
I personally think that's what will eventually be able to defeat Brainwave at the end.
But like his body's gone, right?
Yeah,
Like
probably. And I
it,
think maybe he comes back and within his mind to defeat him at the end.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I think it would be pretty powerful if they just kept him dead.
yeah. But Dragon King testing it on him and setting him up in like what looks like a torture chamber. That was pretty cool, pretty
Sure.
scary.
Dragon King's
Showing the
cool.
capabilities.
Like, you don't know anything about him, but he's really cool.
And I feel like Icicle's sort of taken a backseat to Brainwave. Like they've had him in a coma this whole time, but as soon as Brainwave comes back,
Yeah, he's kind of in the forefront.
Since like last week's episode, he starts bossing him around and starts intimidating him when he starts faltering.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that
I wonder if we'll
seems to be the more intimidating one. Is he the real leader? Is Icicle the real leader? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we'll see some of that maybe in the next episode. Maybe that like dynamic is what kind of makes them lose. But yeah, as you said, like as soon as Brainwave comes back, Icicle takes like a huge back seat, and he honestly hasn't done much since I think like what the third episode. If we're being honest.
He was just being brooding about having to kill that.
Yeah, he's
woman
just
he liked,
he's
which is
just like
Courtney's mom.
his wife died a long time ago, which I get it, but yeah.
And so back to when Pat was
you
fighting
want to backtrack,
Sportsmaster, that moment when he gets saved by Mike with the drill. Mike's the kid's name, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm reviewing the show and I'm forgetting the names.
That's
Anyways,
fine. It's Mike. It's fine.
but like, it was so annoying when Pat was trying to show him his S.T.R.I.P.E robot, and he just kept on running away and saying, "Don't treat me like a kid. I'm not a kid." But he's literally a child.
Yeah, he's
like,
a child. When he tried to say it, he's like what 4'5", like you're a child.
and then he saves Pat with the drill. I just feel like those moments came across as kind of forced, and Mike has overall been the weaker link of the show, I think.
I mean, it's forced in the point, like, obviously even the characters acknowledge that his part in everything is kind of like random and kind of fluid. Even at the very end, we see like he's really hyped to like do everything and be a part of the mission, but obviously he just can't. And I feel like they're really playing the long game with him, but at this point I'm not that interested, to be honest.
Neither am I. Okay, now we can go back to what we were talking about after the ISA show off their machine finally.
Yeah, they showed off the machine. It's a Cerebro. It's just that. After that, we finally get kind of like all the GSA members together in this nice cabin in the woods. Apparently Pat has pretty good money, and they have this nice cabin.
Age of
like
Ultron
that garage
style.
is really
Let's go.
very Age of Ultron style, and it was really nice seeing all the members together, this vibing, and then with Shiny Knight getting them KFC. That was
Let's
nice.
go KFC. This episode is brought to you by KFC. Finger licking good. Use the code Full Circle at
That
your
chicken
local
looked
KFC
rough.
drive-thru
That chicken looked
for
rough.
some
It definitely looked like
free
KFC chicken.
wings.
It looked rough.
Yeah, and you could tell.
You could tell. And the thing is, it looked like KFC chicken. That's crazy.
Man, you're not supposed to be talking trash about KFC. They're trying to get them to be our sponsor, man.
No, my bad. The finger
Stargirl podcast brought to you by KFC.
In the next week, we're just eating from a bucket.
Shiny Knight brought them that. Our man's kid still trying to figure out the book.
Man,
right?
he's kind of annoying. Like,
he has his moments.
He says it like 3 times. He tried all the birthdays, and that was the only thing he could think of, and not the car. All this time, he's only been trying to figure out one number.
I was waiting for them to bring the car back into the the picture.
I did
and
like
Pat
his.
finally helps him.
I did like his scene with Shiny Knight, where he kind of just looks at him.
I thought they were implying that Shiny Knight was gonna figure it out for him, but
for sure. And I thought at the end
that's what I thought
too.
they were doing, but then just Pat comes out of nowhere. Well, let me try and help. Oh, here's the answer.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
That was a little forced too. That moment too.
Yeah, and all that was like a little it was a little rushed for sure.
Yeah, the cabin was a small moment of reflection. You know, the calm before the storm, the night before the big battle. Yeah. I like how Pat and his wife, Courtney's mom, got the resolution they needed, I guess, sort of.
But the way that it sounds is that they're gonna be sort of good, and then something bad happens. I could see the mother dying.
No.
Just saying. Amen.
Alrighty then.
But yeah, so they kind of get this plan together. I'm starting to dig more of Dr. Mid-Nite's holograms. I like it more now. I thought they were really good in this episode. I do think they can do Green Lantern if they can do that. For sure.
Yeah, I like how Hourman and Dr. Mid-Nite were able to team up on this, and that he figured out the missing number in the book, and then Dr. Mid-Nite's goggles were then able to map out the
Yeah, for
ISA's
sure. And I
headquarters and
like
show them in
Courtney
that
Thomas
hologram.
just voicing Mid-Nite as well in the background.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like Jarvis. I keep on making MCU comparisons during this episode. I gotta stop.
I hate it. There's just some good comparisons though, for sure. So yeah, after that they have this like really clear cut plan. They figured out where like the ISA headquarters, and it's a really good ending because like it sets you up perfectly for the next episode. But I will say the end, the very last like minute surprised me. So yeah, they kind of like they reach the headquarters, then they read the manifesto.
Oh, but there's a really cool shot when they're all getting in their positions, and it's Stargirl running with S.T.R.I.P.E.
Yeah, that was a really great shot.
I really like that. That was cool.
For sure. And I
got a little bit of chills during that.
For sure, and I do want to see them like fight together.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that since like the third episode.
We haven't seen that since that one Justice League Unlimited episode.
That's true.
You know that one where it has Stargirl and the robot?
I
you
believe
don't?
you.
It's Vigilante, it's Stargirl,
I really want
it's
to watch
S.T.R.I.P.E.
it. I was waiting for HBO Max to get it.
And they fight like this doomsday looking guy. It's like supposed to be an episode about the D tier villains. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. I guess I'll move on from that. So they go inside the ISA headquarters, right? And then they read the manifesto like you were saying.
And it's basically Bernie Sanders. There's some great stuff there. And I love the fact they're like, wait, this is pretty good.
Icicle equals Bernie Sanders.
It was some people were like disagree, but like I thought like it was the fact they all kind of agreed that was, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, the way Dr. Mid-Nite's reading off the the things they had, but wait, they also have this. They also have universal health care.
Like wait,
they also are against discrimination,
but like, that's what the
they
good
want
villains.
equality.
They kind of have the right goal in mind, but they're going right the way they're doing it is kind of like the wrong way.
Yeah, and then our man's like, wait, are we on the right side here? But then they say, oh yeah, but also they're gonna kill like how many people?
25 million. Courtney made sure that she knew math, and by saying 25 million,
Stargirl with the quick math.
She goes 25% of 100 million. I'm like, I think she got this. 25 million. But yeah.
So then they decide that they are going through with it.
Yep.
At that moment.
And then they kind of go in. Yeah. It turns out they already started it, and now all the adult, because it only affects the adults. I guess.
Or the ones with fully developed brains.
Fully developed brains. Mike
is
a long way from that. Mike is a big long
developed.
way. I think he's the key.
There.
I think he's the key at this point. I see what they're trying to do.
But Courtney isn't affected in the other ones because your frontal lobes aren't fully developed until you're like what, 18 or 19?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, they look 30.
But supposedly that's why they're not affected like their adult counterparts, and that's why Pat's also.
Is it believable? Sure, good enough for me.
Math checks out.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, but then they find out it's already started, and now all the adult members of the GSA, including the mother and the Pat, Shining Knight himself, they're all under control. I thought that was actually a big surprise. I thought we were just going to go into finale just fighting the ISA, but I guess they'll fight themselves first, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really surprised because I do want to see like a Stargirl S.T.R.I.P.E. fight.
Oh, man.
And then maybe
the
our
way
man
they cliffhanger hands with his giant fist going towards her face.
Yeah, let's go. I hope it's not like a 1 minute thing that they fix.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? The Fiddler dying.
That was a weird scene, though. Yeah, we can talk about it for sure.
That was so random. So after Sportsmaster and Tigress fail to successfully kill Courtney's family, they regroup at their house. It's Courtney's house, right?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And the Fiddler shows up, and she just starts talking all this trash. Like, she's just talking to these sadistic sociopaths.
Yeah, I was like, you think you're gonna
fun.
live out of this conversation? Like, I didn't know what she was trying to do.
Yeah, and then, so she just dies like nothing. Tigress just kills her.
Yeah, it was obviously also the scene before that heavily sets up the fact that her incel son is gonna carry on with the violin. Oh
yeah, because he got called the tuba turd. That's right.
Got his thing ripped.
Yeah. And then Tigress in her stupid costume just kills Fiddler. Man, her costume's so bad.
Costume sucks,
so
and it
bad.
sucks because she's really good in the role, and her scenes are really cool. It's the same thing with Swordsmaster, but at least he had this exercise wear, which for some reason.
I mean, it's flexible, it's comfortable.
And honestly, it was better than what he usually wears.
I know, right? So I think we covered everything.
That's pretty much
that
it.
happened this episode.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it was a big episode, A lot of things
happened.
happened, but it was like too detailed, and I think it saves a lot for the next episode. I hope we get to like maybe a 50-minute long one, because I think we're gonna need that for finale like this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Stargirl faces off against Pat and how they're gonna stop it. If we're gonna see an Hour Man Solomon Grundy fight, you think we're gonna see that?
I think that we're definitely gonna see it. They set it up way too much. In fact, I've heard that that's exactly what happens. I've heard
cool.
other
I'm
things, but I don't know if we can mention it though.
No, I'm gonna save the good stuff for the next episode.
It's gonna be very exciting. Hopefully some big surprises.
So overall, this was a really good episode. I mean, all the characters stayed in place a lot for the majority of the episode until the very end, but they got their development and their setup that they needed to carry into this finale that I think is going to have some really good payoff.
Yep, I think that's the key word, their payoff, and I feel like we've already felt it in this episode, and the next episode should be like that big payoff and the big fight, and hopefully be very satisfying. And I think probably one of the best DC shows by the end, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this season has been amazing. It's been so good. What a ride.
Yep, for sure. Alrighty, that'll be it for this review. We'll probably do like an extra long one for next week. I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about, but I think this week is like the perfect length here.
We kind of stormed through this one, but I mean, it's just that not a lot happened action-wise. There's just a lot of character interactions and these one small set pieces, you know.
And the big things that happened, we covered, and I think that's what people really care about. And Mike sucks. That's all.
Yeah, Mike sucks.
Yeah, he's gonna do something next episode.
He didn't even use a fire extinguisher.
He's just gonna be crazy next episode.
He's gonna wear the suit. Just watch.
I thought he was gonna be in the suit, and that's why.
I thought so too. But
that would have been way cooler, to be honest.
Nah, he just poked Sportsmaster in the side with the drill.
that drill payoff. I thought that was actually kind of funny, where he's just playing with the drill and he gets screamed at. Yeah, okay, where can they find you on Twitter?
They can find me on Twitter at thisis_Ernesto, and my reviews and news writing on FullCircleCinema.com.
For me, you find me on Twitter at BizGamer9. You can find my stuff on FullCircleCinema.com. We've written some stuff about Stargirl recently, Titans. Hopefully more in the coming weeks.
Got an American Pickle review coming soon.
It came out today, Ernie.
Oops! This is really awkward.
This came up. This is gonna come out the day after, so it came out yesterday. But that's okay. The movie itself comes out this week. So you can read it anyways. All right.
Hi, welcome to the American Pickle Podcast.
All right, at Comic Corner _ as well, just to make sure.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.